नमस्ते नमस्ते वेलकम एवरीवन हाय 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 कैसे हैं आप लोग सो वी आर बैक विथ अनदर सेशन ऑफ स्कोर we know what is score is India's largest scholarship exam. It's a pan Indian exam where the entire Indian students show up and show their skills, their merit and their genius to get exciting reward session. Like basically the full form of score we all know is Sri Chaitanya opportunity reward examination, or you can say scholarship cum opportunity rewards examination, where here we at Sri Chaitanya the educational institute, which has a legacy of 40 plus years of enriching students and pave their way to their dream and aim colleges and higher education, we here are here again with this chance for you to score good marks and get exciting rewards such as 2.5 crores of cash prize pool. We have scholarship, we have 100% scholarships for the high merit students who can show us that yes, we have that merit, we have that skill, and we can actually get to our dream college free of cost under the guidance of the brilliant educators at Sri Chaitanya. Moving forward, what is score? I just explained. It's an examination which is a pan-Indian examination. It's a national level scholarship exam, and I wish that you all in standard 9 should attempt this test to see where you stand in an Indian or a country level examination, because this is a face-off. First time in your life you are going to face an exam where you are facing the students from the entire nation, from north, from south, from east, from west, from the entire country, right? And it is conducted by Sri Chaitanya again. The format is offline and online. I would prefer you to go to the offline centers, because there are numerous offline centers of Sri Chaitanya nearest to your house and your locality. Just go there and give the exam and show us that yes, you have that merit in you and you are a genius student, right? Then the goal of this exam is to identify, recruit and find out and filter out the brilliant minds that are there in this country, like you who are watching this video currently, yeah, like Kashish. And we here target these students and give them and surprise them with brilliant opportunities like free education, which is 100% scholarship, 100% of scholarship, which means free of cost higher education in a prestigious institute like Sri Chaitanya, right? Then you get to compete with the India's brightest students. Like again, if you are smartest in your class, then you are in the wrong class, right? So you have to face the brilliant minds across this country to know where you actually stand in this entire ecosystem of Indian education. Moving forward, we have few important dates. Keep this in mind. ये dates बहुत important हैं. इनको चाहिए, आपको चाहिए कि आप ये dates याद रखें. और 28th September को we have the first exam, and again on 12th October we have the second exam. So both are important dates. So today we are going to cover the three important topics of biology. I'd request you all to be with me and let's decode that how to approach this paper so that we can actually get these amazing crash prizes, these exciting gadgets, the new tablets, the new phones and everything. Today we are going to cover the three most important, जो कि बहुत एकदम नींव है bio की, that three important chapters in standard 9 biology, and what you should study and what you should not study to approach your future goals, right? If you are a student who is having an ambition of being a doctor someday, cracking the NEET examination someday, so here we Sri Chaitanya have brought you this core exam where you can actually show us that yes, you have that merit, you have that intention of getting that good marks and securing that free of cost 100% scholarship chance to study in an education institute like Sri Chaitanya, right? So moving forward, again, these are the dates, but we will see how to register and everything in the end of this slide. We will also discuss very important questions and previous year's questions here in the end of this presentation, where we together will solve few of the model questions that have already come in the earlier years in this score examination. Okay, so let's see how we go. So today we are going to see the fundamental unit of life, that is cell. So this chapter is a very important chapter, guys. You know, in 11th standard, when you will be studying science or biology in that case, the entire syllabus of class 9 will get repeated in deeper way. Like all the chapters that you face in standard 9 that comes to your syllabus in chapter standard 9 is the same what we'll see in standard 11th. Just the fact is that there you will be seeing some very important and detailed parts of those chapters. So these are your foundation, students. If your base concepts are not that strong, you won't ever get good marks in your standard 11th or face those higher competitive exams like NEET, JEE and stuff, right? So let's see what do we have in cell. So cells, by basic introduction, I hope you have already studied these. You have already went through the entire chapter, your modules, your class books and everything. So in cells, let me know if you have any doubt in cells and stuff. We can easily clear that in this session. But now in cells, in the basic introduction, these are the topics that you have to just study to score great marks in the score exam and secure that 100% scholarship. So I am going to tell you all the important do's and don'ts for the score examination in this biology chapters. Those are the three important chapters: cells, tissues and food improvement in food production and resources, right? So in cell, give me a like if you can understand the statements that I am saying. Just let me know if you have already studied this. Just give me a thumbs up or like this video, anything. I'll get to know that you have already studied this and you are confident about your position in this examination, right? So moving forward, let me know any doubt if you have any doubts in the comments as well. I am reading the comments. But here, introduction to cell. So cell is basically nothing but the basic structure of life. We all know this. अरे ये तो बच्चों का लाइन है, हम सबको पता है कि cell is the basic and structural and functional unit of all living beings, right? Then this is a basic fact. So you might face one-liner questions in the exam. This is an MCQ test. Second, we have Robert Hooke, who did what? Who in cork slice discovered the cell. First cell was discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. So all these important information, who discovered what in what year, are again important in this kind of chapters and in this kind of exams, okay? So cell was first discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665 in cork slice. Then all living organisms are made up of cells. This is the basic cell theory, right? This is the basic cell theory. Moving forward, we have types of cells here. This entire table, if you can take a screenshot of these pages as well. These are basically summary of your entire chapter, okay? These are nothing but summary of your entire chapter. So there are some feature, we have segregated them on the basis of the feature of the types of cells, if they are present in prokaryotic or eukaryotic cell. Now what is prokaryotic and eukaryotic? Prokaryotic, in carrion, the word carrion here, the word carrion, this means cell. The word carrion means cell, okay? And pro and eu, the word pro means primitive or primitive or basic, and the word eu means true, okay? True. So here we know that carrion, the word carrion means nothing but cell. The word carrion means nothing but cell. ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है हमको? तो हमारे पास इधर है carrion prokaryotic which is primitive, and one we have true carrion which is the real cell. Okay, now we can see on the basis of these features we can differentiate them. So is nucleus present in them? No. In prokaryotic cells, nucleus is absent. Again, in eukaryotic cells, nucleus is present. Similarly, membrane-bound organelles. Do prokaryotic cells have any membrane bound organelles? What do you mean by membrane bound? If there is an organelle and there is a surface area like this is a membrane. This is a membrane, okay? This is a membrane. Sorry. Yeah, this is a membrane. Membrane means nothing but the external borders, basically the borders of it, right? Now, examples, prokaryotic cells, we have bacteria, blue green algae, right? These are the example. ये बस examples हैं. वैसे ही plants में we have, eukaryotic में we have plants, animals, fungi, all these bigger animals, all the greater animals, right? So ये हैं basic differences in prokaryotic and eukaryotic. ये आपको पढ़ना है. You have to study all this to score good marks in score examination, right? समझ में आ रहा है? वैसे ही plant cells versus animal cell कैसे differentiate कर सकते हैं? What is the basic difference between plant cell and animal cell? You can write down your answers or doubts in the comments as well, okay? You can give me your doubts in the comments as well. I will be solving them. So plants and animal cell basic difference है कि plant cells have cell wall around them. So plant cell has cell wall, which animal cell doesn't. So these are the features which is only exclusive to plant cells. Again, these are the features which is again only exclusive to animal cells. So वैसे ही plant cell के पास cell wall है. They have chloroplast. ये chloroplast ही है क्या? Plastids. यही है plastids, okay? Plastids. What do these plastids do? They have the chlorophyll pigments in them. That's why they can prepare their own food. समझ में आ रहा है? तो ये तो एनिमल सेल के पास नहीं होगा. So plant cell has cell wall, chloroplast and large vacuole. Why do they have large vacuole? To store the food, because they can make their or cook their own food by photosynthesis. We all know this. So large vacuole as storage unit. Storage unit. I hope you are understanding. Again, we have animal cells. Similarly, animal cells have centrioles. These help them in cell division and growth and everything. And again, we have small vacuole because they do not need large storage units. They need smaller storage units, right? And no cell wall. They do not have cell wall because they have other things to protect themselves. Plant cells do not have other hard defense mechanisms. So that's why they have cell wall to protect them. So this is what? This is for protection. Protection, okay? They have cell wall. Moving forward, I hope that is clear. Moving forward, we have structure of cell. So all these are again important in your examination. So the basic plasma membrane and cell membrane, all the important features, इसके related जो भी features हैं भाई अपने book में हमें वो आना चाहिए. Got it? ये simple सी बात है. जो भी इसके रिलेटेड है वो थिन है, फ्लेक्सिबल बैरियर है, वो परमिएबल है, सिलेक्टिवली परमिएबल है. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय सिलेक्टिवली परमिएबल? इट मींस इट अलाउज, इट कैन सिलेक्ट which one to let in and out. Basically security guard का जो काम होता है, that when you enter your school, basically that security guard uncle stands there, right? So if you are not the correct student, if you are an outsider, the guard will not let you inside your school campus. और वैसे ही अगर आपके पास आई कार्ड हो, आपके पास यूनिफॉर्म हो, ये सब हो, तो वो गार्ड अंकल आपको खुशी खुशी अंदर जाने देते हैं. यू आर ऑल वेलकम, right? So that guard is basically the plasma membrane. They are selectively permeable. Basically they control the entry and exit of the substances. So suppose कोई एक जो कि स्टूडेंट नहीं है, which we do not require, तो ऐसा कोई अगर आ जाए तो plasma membrane will not allow it to come inside the cell. And similarly, when we need something, the cell requires something, the plasma membrane will let that substance inside the cell. Understood? This is very easy. Then we have cell wall. Cell wall we have in plants. This we have in all cases, both plants and animals. And cell wall in case of plants. So cell wall is the rigid, which means hard, rigid covering in the plant cell, which is made up of cellulose. This is again important. Cellulose is the building block of this rigid outer covering. The cellulose is the thing. Okay, I wish you are listening. If you are listening, Bandi, then that is enough. Then you can score good marks, and we can actually get good marks, and you can secure that 100% score marks, right? तो ये करते चलते हैं। आप अगर सुन रहे हो तो वही काफी है, क्योंकि आपको चाहिए वो एक सीट जिसमें आपको 100% स्कॉलरशिप मिल जाएगा। तो कोई अगर नहीं सुन रहा तो ये आपके लिए बहुत बड़ी चांस है। लेट्स सिक्योर दैट, राइट? then we have something which is called the shape and protection. I already discussed this, that cell wall has this thing which is the rigid outer covering that protects. In the last slide we have seen cell wall is used for protection, right? ये क्लास 11th 12th में नीट की तैयारी में आपके बहुत काम आने वाला है, ये सभी कुछ है। all these things are very important, all these things are very important for your 11th and 12th as well. Then we have nucleus. So nucleus is nothing but the brain of the cell, the brain of the cell. So nucleus controls all, basically all the cellular activities. All cellular activities are controlled by nothing but the nucleus. And the components of nucleus, we have the nuclear membrane. Again, the nucleus has to be in a coating, right? So that's why nuclear membrane is there, which is basically the outer covering. So all these are very important. Nucleolus, chromatin material. Chromatin material basically carries the genetic information. This carry the genetic information. All these will be studied in the future classes. Genetics. So all the genetic information, see, contains DNA. This is the genetic material, right? So DNA is nothing but the genetic information. Understanding? Are you understanding? So all the chromatins, all these things are very important and crucial foundation for you for your NEET preparation, right? Then we have cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is nothing but the living part of the cell. This is the living part of the cell. Living part, and all the biochemical reactions, every process takes place in the cytoplasm. It is a jelly like material between the membrane and the nucleus. So if there is a cell like this, this is the outer membrane, this is the membrane, right? And if this is the nucleus like this, so everything in between is nothing but cytoplasm, is nothing but cytoplasm, and this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus. Clear? Clear? Give me a thumbs up, give me a like if you are listening, Bandi. If you are listening, give me a like. Then we have the site for, this is a site for biochemical reaction. So again, all the cell organelles, you can take a screenshot. You can take a screenshot of this. So all the cell organelles and their functions, one liner can come in the examinations. One liner, whose function is this? This is a basic line. We know all these lines, right? So basic line, mitochondria, it's nothing but it's the powerhouse of the cell. It provides energy basically. Again, we have the endoplasmic reticulum. It is nothing but protein and lipid synthesis is taking place in the endoplasmic reticulum. We know how it looks. If you take your books, you can easily find out that how these organelles looks. So please go through their diagrams. All the diagrams and their important labelings are very much important for these types of examination. In NEET, these type of questions come in, right? Then we have Golgi apparatus. It is used for packaging, modification and transport of materials. Basically जो इधर synthesize होगा, ये protein and lipid जो synthesize हो रहे हैं, एक है rough endoplasmic reticulum में, एक smooth endoplasmic reticulum में, इनको ही packaging और इनका ही modification होता है कहाँ? Golgi apparatus में, and their transport as well. Again we have lysosomes. Lysosomes are nothing but digestion and breakdown. They play a role in digestion and breakdown and known as suicide bags. Why? Because lysosomes are nothing but they are the organelles that kill the harmful cell debris. What do you mean by cell debris? Debris means all the unwanted material in the cell. So lysosomes work if some foreign material comes in, if a negative aspect comes in, someone which can harm the cells, which can kill the cells, harmful bacteria, stuff like that. So all the immunity stuff is taken care by the lysosome. You know, immunity, fighting against diseases, is fighting against harmful things. Yeah, so all that's taken place by the lysosome. Got it? So ऐसे questions exam में आएंगे और अगर आपको पता नहीं चलेगा तो आपको problem होगा, right? So ऐसे ही चलना है. And then we have plastids, chloroplast, photosynthesis. chromoplast, pigment, leucoplast, storage, all these functions and utilities are very important. Vacuole, storage, large plants have water and substances, we have already discussed. Animals have small vacuole, plants have large vacuoles. Then we have ribosomes. Ribosomes are used in protein synthesis. We have seen here rough endoplasmic reticulum and ribosomes. We have to discuss few important questions as well in the end of the slides, end of this presentation. So please see and listen to all these and keep these in mind, because these again gonna come at the end of this presentation. Centrosome, these from spindle fibers during cell division. Centrosome, this is same as the centrioles as we are discussing. So centrosome is nothing but they are important in cell division. In animal cells, you will again study in higher standards in 10th, 11th, 12th that cell division takes place. We have mitosis, we have meiosis, right? So in that case, these centrosomes play a very important role in forming spindle fibers that divides the chromatid sisters, the chromatin materials, and that's how the spindle fiber help in division of the animal cells into two halves. In mitosis, in meiosis, all these we have few phases as well that you will be discussing in very detail in standard 11th and 12th. And if you enroll in this course of Sri Chaitanya, in all the foundation courses we cover all these in detail, right? All these spindle fibers and cell divisions and everything. Next we have cell membrane and transport. So there are types of transportation. देखो अगर सेल में कुछ है तो एक सेल तो ऐसे ही खुद काम नहीं कर सकता, राइट? बहुत सारे सेल्स जब साथ में काम करते हैं उसको हम कहते हैं टिश्यूज, राइट? राइट कशिश, राइट बंदी, या सो उसको हम कहते हैं टिश्यूज. सो ऐसे ही एक सेल तो अकेला कुछ नहीं कर सकता. हम सब जैसे अकेले कुछ तो नहीं कर सकते, हम सबको साथ में मिलकर काम करना होता है. तो इसीलिए टू कम्युनिकेट एंड ट्रांसफर मटेरियल फ्रॉम एक सेल टू अलग सेल, जैसे मैं अगर एक सेल हूं, मेरे पास कुछ नॉलेज है, मैं आपको शेयर कर रहा हूं, तो ये ट्रांसफर हो रहा है वाया स्क्रीन. सो वैसे ही सेल को दूसरे सेल में ट्रांसपोर्ट करने के लिए कुछ प्रोसेसेस होते हैं, जैसे कि डिफ्यूजन. इन डिफ्यूजन we have the movement of particles from higher to lower concentration. This is known as nothing but concentration gradient. Concentration gradient, right? Concentration gradient. Concentration gradient मतलब from higher concentration to lower concentration. From higher to lower. ठीक है, जहां ज्यादा पानी है वहां से कम पानी वाली जगह पे पानी बह जाएगा. As simple as that. So this is basic diffusion. Then we have osmosis. It is again the movement of water through semi-permeable membrane from dilute to concentrated solution. What do you mean by dilute and concentrated? It is basically the concentration of solute in the solution. Okay? मतलब जहां पे कम concentration है वहां से जहां पे ज्यादा कंसेंट्रेशन है, मतलब पानी ज्यादा है लेकिन चीजें कम है, वो है डाइल्यूटेड. मतलब अगर आप चीनी घोलते हो, when you dissolve sugar in a water, so in that case if there is a place where there is more sugar and there is a place where there is less sugar, so water from that less sugar part will go to the more sugar part to make it equal. So इसे कहते हैं osmosis through semi-permeable membrane. Okay. Then we have plasmolysis. It is basically shrinking of cytoplasm away from cell wall in hypertonic solution. Again, this is a homework you have to study. What is hypertonic and what is hypotonic solution? It is the same thing that I explained. Hypertonic means, I know you guys know, so hypertonic and hypotonic, it is basically depending on the concentration of solutes in the solution. Okay. In places where the concentration is higher, you can call it hypertonic. Where it is lower, you can call it hypotonic. You can go in detail and these type of questions come in the exams. Again, I am repeating. So this was the entire part of cells. अगर आपने सेल में इतना सा कर लिया, सिर्फ इतना देख लिया, फिर भी आपको अच्छे मार्क्स आ जाएंगे स्कोर एग्जाम में. इधर तक था सेल्स. अब सेल्स साथ में बनाते हैं क्या? टिश्यूज. तो हम आगे बढ़ के देखेंगे कि टिश्यूज में क्या होता है. इधर तक जितना भी हमने कवर किया वो अगर आप कर सकते हैं तो आपका सेल वाला पार्ट पूरा डन है. You should be more than confident to give the exam and score good marks in score exam, right? तो चलिए देखते हैं टिश्यूज में क्या है, ठीक है, देखते हैं टिश्यूज में क्या है। टिश्यूज में वी हैव इंट्रोडक्शन, विच इज बेसिकली टिश्यू क्या है? टिश्यू इज अ ग्रुप ऑफ सिमिलर सेल परफॉर्मिंग अ स्पेसिफिक फंक्शन। मतलब एक टिश्यू इधर, दूसरा एक सेल इधर, दूसरा सेल इधर, दोनों साथ में मिलके इफ बोथ कम टुगेदर टू परफॉर्म अ सेम फंक्शन, then these two cells form a tissue. Got it? Multiple cells who are focusing on the same thing together are called as tissues. So they perform the specific similar function. Importance why? They help in division of labor and efficiency in multicellular organisms. So अगर मेरे पास बहुत कुछ है करने को, मुझे खाना है, पीना है, गाना है, चिल्लाना है, नाचना है, सब कुछ करना है, तो इतना सब कुछ अगर मुझे करना है तो मुझे अलग अलग लेबर डिवीजन टाइम स्केड्यूल करना होता है ना। जैसे आपका क्रिकेट क्लास होता है, आपका डांसिंग सिंगिंग क्लास होता है, उसके साथ ही ट्यूशन होता है। यू हैव ऑल दीज क्लासेस, राइट? ट्यूशन, सिंगिंग क्लास, म्यूजिक क्लास, डांसिंग क्लास, क्रिकेट क्लास, ऑल दिस। सो यू डिवाइड योर टाइम टेबल अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट, राइट? सिमिलरली इधर भी आपका टाइम टेबल जैसा ही डिवाइड होता है लेबर। सो सपोज मुझे देखना है तो उसके लिए टू सी आई हैव व्हाट? विजुअल टिश्यूज which are in ophthalmology basically. So I have vision, eye is there, I have tissues, then brain goes, then nervous tissues, all these tissues. So on the basis of function we have divided the tissues. Okay, plant and animal tissues, their structure and functional differences. In your 11th standard you will be having a very important chapter in biology, that is a very important part for NEET exam. That is nothing but structural and functional organization in animals. Okay, there you will be having all the tissues, all the cells, type of tissues, muscular tissues, connective tissues, smooth muscle tissues, epithelial tissues, squamous epithelial tissues, everything, cuboidal and villi, what are villi, microvilli, all these linings and everything will be covered in 11th standard and also in the foundation courses. So please attempt this core exam and show us that you have that gut and have that merit to actually understand all the deeper concepts of structural organization of animals and other biological facts. Got it? Next, so we have types of tissues, subtypes and their functions. Again, you can take a screenshot of this. Okay, if you have taken a screenshot, we have type meristematic, permanent tissue, permanent complex and protective. So all these are types. Under permanent simple we have parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. You have all these in your textbooks, so just go through them. Just keywords are very important because core is a MCQ based exam. Here you will be having options and you have to tick the correct options out of 4 given options, right? So all these are important. Meristematic tissues, under them we have apical meristematic tissues, we have lateral meristematic tissues, we have intercalary meristem tissues, right? You all know this. So their function is basically growth, length and girth. Apical meristem is present on the tip of the plants. We know that they help in growing of the height or length of the plant. Then lateral meristem, we have it in the girth, basically how broad they will become. So their girth. We have hormones as well that we will be studying in future, and as well that is auxin, gibberellin, all these are growth hormones. So to know all these in depth, you have to join the foundation courses or study the actual modules that have all this information. Then permanent tissues, we have parenchyma, they help in storage and photosynthesis. We have collenchyma, they help in flexibility and support. We have sclerenchyma, they help in strength and rigidity. So sclerenchyma is the outer covering, collenchyma is the flexibility and the backbone, basic support of the organization of plants. And these are all plant tissues, by the way. These are all plant tissues. Similarly, parenchyma helps in storage and photosynthesis. So all these, see how we have on the basis of function and labor, we have divided the types of tissues. Understood? So these will be helping in storage. Apical and meristematic tissues will help in growth. So all have different functions and all have different roles. Similarly, for transport, we have xylem and phloem. They carry water, minerals and food. Xylem carries the water part of it, and phloem, it carries minerals and food. Understanding? I hope you are understanding. We have protective, these are epidermis and cork. These are basically protection of the plant body. That is the hard, rigid outer covering that will protect the plant from external attacks and their, what do you call it? The animals or anyone which want to kill that from natural disasters, right? So all these, take a screenshot of this, take a screenshot of this. Okay, moving forward. Moving forward in animal tissues. In animal tissues, we have epithelial, as I was saying, epithelius. Under epithelial, we have squamous epithelial, cuboidal epithelial, columnar epithelium, glandular epithelium. So what are these? Squamous epithelium basically are the layers, the lining of the skin. Cuboidal, columnar, glandular, the glands form through glandular, the name suggests that. So they are the cover or lining of the body. They form the surfaces and organs of the body. So all these are epithelial cells. You have to go through everything like this so that you can actually attempt the exam and score good marks here, right? Then we have connective tissues. These are basically blood, bone, cartilage, tendon, ligaments. All these are connective tissues. They basically connect, they basically bind, they support and transport. Basically, you know how connective tissues do it. They connect from one part to another. Bones are connective tissues. The cartilages, the tendons, the ligaments in your joints, all these are supporting and binding. The skeleton system is based on these connective tissues, right? Bones, cartilage and everything. We will be covering everything in detail in standard 11th again, which is the same syllabus of standard 9th. So you have to study all these very clearly. If these concepts are clear to you, children, then standard 11th will be cakewalk for you. Not that easy, I know it is difficult, but if these basic concepts are in your head, then you can easily grab the topics and the difficult concepts of standard 11th, which will be coming in the NEET examination. Again, in muscular tissues, we have striated and unstriated. Striations basically means bands like this. Like you know how zebra looks, black and white bands. So the striations means bands like this. So we have dark and light bands in our muscle tissues. And you will be studying that in standard 11th again. So all these dark and light bands, they contract and relax so that the muscle moves or the muscle movement takes place, the contraction of muscles. So these distances close. Okay, these are the muscles. And striated with band, unstriated without strand, and cardiac muscle. Cardiac muscle is different because they have intercalated discs, which is a salient feature of cardiac muscles. We will be discussing everything in standard 11th, so you need not worry, and you will study everything in the foundation courses as well. Okay, so cardiac muscles is unique. Why? Because they have intercalated discs in them, which do not other muscle cells do not, like biceps, triceps, all these muscles, you know, the gluteus maximus, that is your butt muscle, all these are muscles, but they interestingly they do not possess this intercalated discs which is present in the cardiac muscles. Their function is to move, voluntary and involuntary. Cardiac muscle is involuntary, right? Because you can't control the beating of your heart, right? It still beats, contracts, lub dub. That is because of the involuntary function of the muscle, right? So there also we will having different parts of it. Then we have nervous tissues. These are basically neurons. Neurons are cells. These nerve cells are called neurons, right? They help in transmission of action potential or impulses. So basically neurons look like this, right? You have already seen neuron structure. These are neuron structure, right? These are neuron structures. Neurons look like this. There are dendrites like this, axon. This is the axon. So they carry the impulses, right? They carry the impulses. Sumalata, if you are listening, that will be very much important. I will be privileged if you listen, because I want you to study this and I want you to score good marks in this core examination so that you can get that one seat or the topper seat of 100% scholarship and to gain that important knowledge, right? So that will be enough for me, right? So please Understand these, because take a screenshot of this, and these parts will be very important in your examination, in score examination, to actually score good marks. Then we have key comparisons of tissue types, plant tissue, animal tissue, and primary function. You can take a screenshot of this again, and these will help you to get in a prestigious institute like Sri Chaitanya. You can actually get 2.5 crores of cash prizes, and also interesting NASA trips, and also very much interesting gadgets like tabs, phones, and whatnot, laptop. So this is a very important part again, meristematic tissues. This is basically the comparison that we were doing now. You can just take a screenshot. Things can come from this part as well. Again, next we have covered the tissue part. If you study the tissue types, plant tissue, animal tissue, and their primary functions, you will be more than enough to score great marks in your score examination. Okay, in your score examination you will be very much ahead of the other people who are there competing with you in from the entire nation. So अगर आप बैठे हैं दिल्ली में कहीं पे या साउथ में कहीं पे, तो वो आप उधर भी जीत सकते हैं वो बाकी सबसे, वो कैश प्राइज और वो गैजेट्स, those NASA trips, and most importantly the recognition, the nationwide recognition. So ये बहुत important है. ठीक है, तो ये देख लिया हमने क्या है क्या नहीं है, और एक चीज कैसे पकाना है आप वो बैक में जाके भी देख सकते हो. आपको समझ में आ गया होगा कि ये कैसे करना है क्या नहीं करना है. तो वही है. तो ये है permanent tissues, connective muscular in plant cells. They do not have these connective muscular and nervous tissues, and animal cells do not have meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Okay, these are the functions. Now we will see some food resources. अब थोड़ा खेती बाड़ी करेंगे हम. अब हम थोड़ा खेती बाड़ी करेंगे हम, क्योंकि देखते हैं, देखो इंडिया जो है ना, हमारा देश जो है ना, ये कृषि प्रधान देश है. कृषि प्रधान का मतलब पता है किसी को? कृषि प्रधान मतलब है कि हमारे देश में 70% ऑफ द इकोनॉमी रन्स इन एग्रीकल्चर. देखो जैसा सोमलता अभी यहाँ पे बोल रहे हैं, वो इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है. तो अगर इंटरेस्टेड ना है तो क्या हो सकता है, कृषि बाड़ी तो सीखना होगा. तो ये हम आए हैं हमारे नेक्स्ट स्टेज में, जहाँ पे हमें खेती बाड़ी के बारे में थोड़ा जान के रखना चाहिए. क्योंकि कभी भी इफ वी हैव टू बी सेल्फ सफिशिएंट, हमें अपने घर के गार्डन में भी अपना खाना उगाना सीखना चाहिए. क्या पता कोई हमसे बात ना करे, क्या पता हमें कहीं पे जॉब ना मिले, तो हमें तो अपना खाना खुद उगाना है, लाइक प्लांट्स. सो उसके लिए वी हैव इंप्रूवमेंट इन फूड रिसोर्सेज. एवरीवन शुड नो दिस. दिस इज बेसिक ह्यूमन नीड्स. दिस इज हाउ वी कैन सस्टेन आवर लाइफ, वी कैन सर्वाइव, राइट. तो इसीलिए हम चलते हैं फॉर यू सुमलता, फूड रिसोर्सेज को कैसे हम इंप्रूव कर सकते हैं, राइट. लेट्स सी. तो इधर क्या है, ऐसे हमने बोला कि नीड है, हमें बहुत नीड है. इंट्रोडक्शन एंड नीड फॉर दिस चैप्टर. सी, फूड रिसोर्सेज मस्ट बी इंप्रूव्ड फॉर ग्रोइंग पॉपुलेशन एंड न्यूट्रिशनल नीड्स. तो देखो, एक तो है हम पॉपुलेशन में जापान को भी क्रॉस कर, चाइना को भी क्रॉस करने वाले थे. अभी उनके साथ कंपटीशन है हमारा कि हु इज द मोस्ट पॉपुलेटेड कंट्री इन दिस एंटायर वर्ल्ड. So in India we have growing population, and not just in India, in the entire world it is a very much important scenario where the population is growing, right. तो उनके लिए हम अगर ग्रो कर रहे हैं तो खाना भी तो है ना भाई. We have to eat, we need food materials to eat and to survive and to grow and proceed our carry on our future generations. So उसके लिए हमारे जो food resources हैं उनको improve करना चाहिए. Improve मतलब what? Quality wise, quality, and not just that, plus quantity, right. So that less number of seed can give more yield. Yield मतलब ज्यादा product होना. So quality and quantity both are very much needed here. Then what is the focus? The crop variety, the production, the protection. Protection from what? The harmful pests एंड इंसेक्ट्स. जैसे बहुत सारे खेती खराब हो जाते हैं ड्यू टू लोकस्ट अटैक, राइट. लोकस्ट इज व्हाट? अ पेस्ट. सो ऐसे पेस्ट के अटैक से बहुत सारा खाना वेस्ट हो जाता है. आपको पता है कितने सारे फार्मर्स जो हैं ड्यू टू पॉवर्टी, ड्यू टू लैक ऑफ दिस प्रोडक्शन, दे कमिट डेथ, like they commit their suicidal situations because of these situations. So we must concentrate, because this is a very sensitive topic, friends. You are the future of this country, and I want you to be focused here, because agriculture is nothing that, oh, it's a poor man's job, or it's, if you are jobless, you are doing that. No, agriculture is very 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 important to survive. सोचो, अगर तुम्हारे थाली में खाना ना हो, if you are giving a best IT presentation and then come back to your room and you have no rice to eat, are you getting my point? So agriculture is very much important, and it is needed to survive for the entire human population, entire mankind or womankind. I don't want to be gender biased. Yeah, so that's the thing. So crop variety is important, production is important, protecting our crops from harmful pests is important, animal husbandry like poultry, the eggs that you eat, the meat that you eat. If you are vegan, you have vegan things. The organic, the sustainable agriculture is again important. We can't just waste energies on it. Are you understanding my point? So these are all important parts of these. So see, these are the aspects and these are the necessary details here. So what is the aspect? Crop variety and improvement. We have an aspect which is crop variety improvement. This means the crop, suppose a tomato, you see it should be red, it should be ripe. So all these are quality. For a brinjal, it should be big. For a apple, an apple should be red, an apple should be juicy, all that stuff, right? So all these are characters or crop variety. So their hybridization and development of high yield varieties should be done. What is hybridization? Hybridization means that you take the desired character. Suppose the desired property of one kind of species of tomato, which is very red. You take the genetic material from it and hybridize it with another genetic material of tomato, and then we can create hybrid crops. This is not very healthy, but this is very economical. This is very economical. It is not that healthy, but it is very economical. We have development of high yield varieties. Yield means production. How many times you see there should be a lot of production, like one plant should give thousands of apples, which is not possible. But I am saying, if possible, we have to see one plant giving rise to number of crops. That is the high yield. Then we have desired traits. Traits are nothing but features or characters, characteristic. Okay, this means high yield should be there, quality should be there, resistant to diseases and pests should be there. Like you will be studying BT cotton. Moving forward, this is a genetically modified organism, GMO. What is GMO? It is genetically modified organisms or crops. So genetically we can modify these crops so that they become pest resistant. Okay, everything will be discussed in future classes in your foundation courses once you enroll in Sri Chaitanya's educational centers. And anything, like even in your modules you can find them, and also you can study these in higher classes like standard 11th and 12th, when you will be doing your preparation for higher education or NEET examination, right? Then methods. In methods you have selection, introduction, mutation, breeding, everything. Mutation is nothing but combining two different breeds. Two different breeds are combined. ये सब आपको समझ में आ जाएगा, सब पता चल जाएगा once you enroll here. Okay, this mutation, breeding and selection and introduction and everything, these all parts will be covered. Moving forward, we have practice, crop management practices and the examples. So these example is nothing but nutrient management. We have application of manures, fertilizers, biofertilizers. These are also organic. Okay, so application of manures. Manures means nothing but these are the cow dung cakes. We all know these. These are the healthy, the important methane and everything. So all these are manures which are healthy and nutritious for the soil, for the plants. So plants take up these important nutrients and minerals that are provided by manures and fertilizers to actually grow. So we have to apply this to normal soil to enhance our growth. यस, थैंक यू शिरीषा, थैंक यू सो मच शिरीषा। सो ऐसे ही आपको अगर समझ में आ रहा है तो ऐसे ही समझना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो हम आगे नहीं बढ़ पाएंगे, ठीक है। तो एप्लीकेशन जो है तो इन्हीं का न्यूट्रिएंट का एप्लीकेशन है। तो ये हमारे जो भी मतलब एग्रीकल्चर जो करते हैं, ऑल दीज व्हाट यू कॉल इट, फार्मर्स, दे शुड बी एजुकेटेड, नॉट जस्ट you as a person, as an educated student of standard 9, you should take this initiative and talk to these farmers and make them, educate them into, make them understand how fertilizers are important for their plant growth. Are you getting it? So how these plants are important, how fertilizers is improving the crop variety, how they can come out of this poverty, how they can provide food for the entire country, that is important. Then we have cropping patterns. So cropping patterns are nothing but, आप देखो होगे रबी क्रॉप्स होते हैं जो कि विंटर में ग्रो करते हैं। सो ऐसे ही सीजनल क्रॉप्स है। तो जो सीजनल क्रॉप्स है उसमें हम मिक्स क्रॉपिंग देखते हैं, इंटर क्रॉपिंग देखते हैं, क्रॉप रोटेशन देखते हैं। क्रॉप रोटेशन मतलब क्या है? सपोज मेरे पास पी प्लांट है और मेरे पास कॉर्न प्लांट है। आपने इंटरस्टेलर मूवी देखा है सबने? तो इंटरस्टेलर मूवी में उधर कॉर्न का एक पूरा ग्राउंड था, राइट? वैसे ही पता है आपको कि अमेरिका में भी बहुत एग्रीकल्चर पे फोकस किया जाता है। एक पूरा बेल्ट है अमेरिका में, एक पूरा एरिया है जिसको कहते हैं ब्रेड बास्केट ऑफ अमेरिका, दैट ग्रोज द कॉर्न एंड व्हीट, that takes care of the corn and wheat part of it. Entire mid America is agriculture based. Okay, so वैसे ही क्रॉप रोटेशन, सपोज 3 महीने मैंने पी प्लांट उगाए और उसके बाद 3 महीने मैंने कॉर्न प्लांट उगाए। तो ये जो मैंने किया, इससे मेरा जो सॉइल है उसका क्वालिटी डेवलप हो गया, क्योंकि पी प्लांट में हमने पता है, हमने पढ़ा है, वो है लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट। यू रिमेंबर लेग्यूमिनस? उसमें क्या है, उसके सॉइल, उसके जो रूट्स हैं उसमें नाइट्रोजन कन्वर्टिंग राइजोबियम होते हैं, रिमेंबर? तो वो जो नाइट्रोजन जो है उसको ट्रैप कर देते हैं सॉइल में और सॉइल हो जाता है नाइट्रोजन रिच। तो इसीलिए जब मैं अगला क्रॉप ग्रो करूंगा जिसको नाइट्रोजन चाहिए होगा तो वो कौन अच्छे से ग्रो कर पाएगा, इसको कहते हैं क्रॉप रोटेशन। फिर वहां बहुत सारे टाइप ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर होते हैं, स्लैश एंड बर्न मेथड कहते हैं हम। स्लैश एंड बर्न मेथड होता है पहाड़ों में, स्टेप वाइज स्टेप कटिंग होता है, जहां पे हम ऐसे टी प्लांट ग्रो करते हैं, क्योंकि टी प्लांट जब ग्रो करेगा ना तो ट्री प्लांट को चाहिए कि उसका पानी जहां पे वो ग्रो करेगा नीचे पानी स्टैग्नेंट नहीं होना चाहिए, मतलब द वाटर शुड ऑलवेज बी रनिंग एंड फ्लोइंग। सो दैट्स व्हाई वी कट स्टेप्स इन द टी गार्डन्स। ओके बापिनी, यस हाय। सो वैसे ही ऐसे स्टेप कटिंग करते हैं ताकि पानी फ्लो करता रहे, द वाटर शुड बी फ्लोइंग कंटिन्यूअसली। दैट्स हाउ स्टेप कटिंग और स्टेप इरिगेशन इज अ थिंग। Again we have slash and burn method in the very what do you call it, forests of the northeast India. We see steep cut slash and burn method. There the forests are getting cut and they are burnt, and on these ashes that are remaining they have the minerals, the inorganic minerals, and in those minerals new plant is been grown and agriculture is been done. तो पूरा जंगल को काट के जलाया जाता है एंड उसके जो एशेस है उस एशेस पे नेक्स्ट एग्रीकल्चर किया जाता है। ऑल दीज आर वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट्स ऑफ इट, यू शुड एक्चुअली स्टडी दीज। ओके, सो क्रॉपिंग पैटर्न्स हो गए, मिक्स्ड क्रॉपिंग, इंटर क्रॉपिंग, क्रॉप रोटेशन हो गए। उसके बाद इरिगेशन टेक्निक हो गया। इरिगेशन टेक्निक में ट्रेडिशनल मेथड्स हैं जो कि है चेन पंप, मॉडर्न मेथड है स्प्रिंकलर्स। यू हैव सीन स्प्रिंकलर्स, स्प्रिंकलर्स आर लाइक दिस, ओके, एंड दे थ्रो वाटर्स लाइक दिस in all directions. Okay, you have seen these sprinklers throw water like this in all direction. So these are sprinklers. Okay, but you know there are more modern agricultural practices. Like nowadays in India there is a company which is known as Dronacharya. What is Dronacharya? MS Dhoni, the Captain Cool, MS Dhoni का भी इस कंपनी में इन्वेस्टमेंट्स है। द्रोणाचार्य क्या करते हैं, ये बेसिकली दीज आर ड्रोन बेस्ड एग्रीकल्चरल कंपनीज। दे आर इरिगेटिंग, बेसिकली पानी फेंकते हैं यूजिंग ड्रोन्स। सो यू नो हाउ ड्रोन्स लुक लाइक दिस, दे हैव प्रोपेलर्स लाइक दिस। ओके, ड्रोन्स लुक लाइक दिस, राइट? ड्रोन्स लुक लाइक दिस. So they throw water like using the drones. into the grounds. So this company is known as Dronacharya. And you know, since when all these practices came into play in India? After Green Revolution. So Green Revolution took place in Mexico first, but then a South Indian, he brought it in India, and then he explained everything to the Indian farmers, that how you should apply modern techniques. Stop using these bullock carts, stop using your other traditional methods like moat, like chain pump. Use these modern techniques like water pumps, like sprinklers, so that you can grow more plants in less cost. Okay, then we have crop protection. So these weeds, what are weeds? Weeds and herbicides and all these can be done by weeding and herbicides. Basically weeds are all the unwanted crops that grow randomly. जैसे आपके गार्डन में आप फ्लावर की प्लांट ग्रो करते हो, लेकिन अलग आजू बाजू बहुत सारे ऐसे ही पौधे ग्रो करते हैं ना naturally. Those are weeds. All the unwanted crops are called weeds. So these are unwanted crops. Okay, all the unwanted crops are called weeds. Okay, then we have pests and diseases. So pesticides are there, biological control is there, crop rotation is there. So all these things can be done to prevent. Hi Sandhya, like the video. If you're liking it, please drop a like so that we can see that you are liking the video and understanding it. Hi Sandhya. So this is basically pesticides and biological controls as used for crop rotation, okay, and pest removal. So we have seen BT cotton as well. GMO is one of the very important part of this thing, and you will be studying it in the higher classes. Sandhya, everything is up. We are preparing ourselves for the biology chapters, which are cell, which is tissue, and the improvement in crop, improvement of food production and resources, right? So please like the video if you are enjoying it, and if you are interested in it, please like the video, and we are moving forward. We will be solving few questions as well, few demo questions that will be coming in the future exams of SCORE. Okay, and integrated pest management, use of multiple eco-friendly techniques. So these are all basically organic farming. These include organic pesticides, herbicides, fertilizers and organic methods. जैसे हमने देखा है ना Patanjali and everything. So all these are organic companies which uses natural methods, no artificial chemicals, to cure and protect these plants and our important food, the crops, from harmful pests and diseases. Okay. Animal husbandry and fishery. This is nothing but all the animal products that you consume. Okay. Milk products, food products like meat and eggs. All these are animal husbandry products. So they have dairy farming. Dairy farming means high yield of breeds, which fodder and management and cleanliness. Dairy farming includes milk production. Dairy farming is nothing but milk production. Okay, milk production. And you know how this was revolutionized? This was revolutionized by White Revolution. As agriculture was enhanced by Green Revolution, milk production was revolutionized by White Revolution. You know, Amul in India is a great company which takes this initiative and promotes this dairy farming in villages, remote villages of this country. So Amul is one of those. I give you a homework. You go and search the full form of Amul. Amul is not just a name. It's a short abbreviation. It has a proper name. It's dairy farming. It's villages dairy farming corporations. Okay. Next we have poultry farming. In poultry farming we have broilers and layer management of the eggs and meat. The chicken you eat, the eggs you eat are from these poultries and poultry farming. Then we have fish production. In fish production we have fishing, aquaculture, mariculture. All these are done in fishing purposes. Then we have beekeeping or apiculture. Like in deep forests of Sundarbans and other places, they carry out the beehives. They take out the beehives and production is honey. They use honey for pollination as well and eating as well. So beekeeping, apiculture, sericulture or mushroom cultivation. Mushroom cultivation. These are all very good income sources. Nowadays, home-based people who are doing home-based agriculture, organic farming, they sell these mushrooms in very high prices and they are earning good money. So all these key terms are very important for your exam point of view. So this was the entire part of farming. Then we have sustainable agriculture. Here we have organic farming that I already explained you, uses natural manures, compost and green manuring. This means all natural, no added preservatives, no chemicals. You see the ads, right? So organic farming means natural. You will see there's a green colored leaf like this. Green colored leaf like this. This means organic. Organic means 100% natural, no added chemicals. And then we have crop rotation, mixed farming, soil conservation practices. Suppose when you grow these plants, their roots, they give proper nutrition to the soils as well. They hold the soil together. That's how they prevent soil erosion. The soil particles like this are held tighter by the roots. So this prevents soil erosion. Okay, this prevents soil erosion by the roots. Okay, and then we have minimizing chemical use. जैसा मैंने अभी कहा कि कोई कोई एडेड केमिकल्स नहीं है, हमारे पास सभी नेचुरल है, कोई केमिकल यूज नहीं हो रहा. लॉन्ग टर्म सॉइल एंड इकोसिस्टम के लिए we should give up all the harmful chemicals that are harmful for us if we consume it, and also for the plants and the soil. So that's why chemical use has been prohibited. So ये पूरा पार्ट था अपने चैप्टर बेसिस पे. अब थोड़ा क्वेश्चंस देख लेते हैं. लेट्स सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चंस. तो हमने अभी तक जितना भी देखा, इधर तक जितना भी देखा, वी हैव कवर्ड ऑल द पार्ट्स ऑफ सेल, all the parts of tissues, all the parts of improvement in crop production, and now we will be solving few questions. Okay, we'll be solving few questions. These questions have already come in the earlier exams. So ये आपके लिए बहुत 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 important है, बहुत important है. ऐसे questions ही आएंगे एग्जाम में, ऐसे क्वेश्चन की तरह प्रिपरेशन करो तो आपका सिलेक्शन कोई नहीं रोक सकता. ठीक है. Which of the following statement is correct regarding the process of plasmolysis? आप 9 के बच्चे हैं, आपने ऑलरेडी किया है. हाँ संध्या, if you are still here, please let us know if you know the correct answer. You can comment down the correct answer of this question, if any doubt or anything. What is the correct answer? See, the cell swells up due to water gain. This is not the process of plasmolysis in plant. This is a hypotonic situation, so not swelling up. The plasma membrane detaches from the cell wall due to water loss. So this is the correct statement regarding this. The cell wall dissolves in hypertonic solution. No, the cell wall doesn't dissolve in hypertonic solution. The entire cell undergoes lysis in isotonic solution. No, in isotonic solution lysis doesn't take place. In hypotonic solution lysis may take place, but in isotonic no. Cell swells up due to water gain is a hypotonic situation. So the correct answer will be plasma membrane detaches from the cell wall due to water loss. Got it? We got it right. Let's see the next question. Okay. Next question. In eukaryotic cells, which pair of organelles work together for the protein synthesis and packaging? We remember everything. We remember this thing. So protein synthesis has ribosome into play. But lysosome, what is the use of lysosome? Lysosome was used for defense. They are called as suicide bags. Remember? Suicide bags. Lysosomes are suicide bags. So this is not the correct answer. Though ribosome is for protein synthesis. Mitochondria? No. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. So this is related to ATP production or energy production. So this option is again wrong. But Golgi apparatus is used for packaging, right? Package. So this is the correct part. But mitochondria is wrong. Again we have ribosome and Golgi apparatus. Now we are talking. In Golgi apparatus we see packaging And in ribosome, we see protein synthesis. So option C will be the correct option. Option C will be the correct answer. Chloroplast and vacuole again are not that important because chloroplast and vacuole are for food production. They have the chlorophylls. They are plastids. They have chlorophyll pigment, and vacuole has the storage unit of it. Right? So this is again the wrong answer. Option C will be the correct answer. Very easy. Very easy. Right? Sumalata, are you still here? अब तो आंसर दे दो थोड़ा. चलो कोई ना, आगे बढ़ते हैं. So a plant stem is suddenly bent in one direction. Which of the following tissues will be the most involved, providing the flexibility, and they needed to prevent the breaking of it. Who will tell this? So the answer will be obviously, what do you think? So one, we have parenchyma, which has the storage. We have sclerenchyma, which has the rigidity part of it. And again, we have the sclerenchyma. I am having a call. Let me wait. Yeah. So sclerenchyma, chlorenchyma, parenchyma. Which will meristematic tissue? Obviously not, because they are used for growth. The correct answer will be yes, sclerenchyma is the correct. No, chlorenchyma will be the correct one. Because it said flexibility. Remember, we had I am showing you. Wait. See. Here, not here. Here. We have chlorenchyma for flexibility. Remember, sclerenchyma is for strength and rigidity. So bending will not be dependent. Yes, bending will not be dependent. The topic here was not strength. Understood? Jairam, are you understanding? Strength, if it states that strength and it would be rigid, then the correct answer would be sclerenchyma. You were 100% correct. But here we needed flexibility. Understood? Give a thumbs up if you have understood this. Give me a thumbs up. You were 100% right if it was only prevent breaking. But they added flexibility. So that's why chlorenchyma will be the answer. Did you understand? Yes. But you were 100% right if it was just prevent breaking and provided structural support. Then it would be sclerenchyma. They provide rigidity. 100%. Very good. Next we have, which combination of animal tissues form the functional structure of the human heart? Muscular and nervous? No. Actually, this is a deeper thing. Okay. I didn't want to dive deep into it, but if you are interested, I can lead you to a higher standard stuff, right? So in standard 11th, you will be understanding that our heart is myogenic in nature. So there are two types of heart, myogenic and neurogenic. What is myogenic? Myogenic means they are auto-excitable. Okay. What is auto-excitable? The cardiac muscles themselves can beat. They themselves can contract and relax. Understanding? That's why there is no function of nerves. No function of nerves in human heart. Only muscle and connective tissues. So this is a wrong answer. Epithelial and connective? No. Epithelial and muscular? No. Muscular, connective and okay. I think there is an issue. But in standard 9th, nervous is also maybe a part of the combination of animal tissues, because under connective tissues they have nervous tissues. Yes, D will be the correct answer. You are absolutely right here. But for your understanding, Jairam, in higher standards na, if you are trying to prepare for what do you call it, NEET, then understand nervous tissues do not directly involve in the heart muscles. Okay, in heart muscles function, in cardiac muscles, they are auto excitable. You have the musculature, heart's muscle only, they are self sufficient to beat. That's why you can conduct the open heart surgeries. In open heart surgeries, the heart is taken out of human body and it still beats, it still pumps, contracts, because it is auto excitable and it has the nodal system. It has the nodal system. Okay, nodal system has what? The SA node and the AV node. This is the sinoatrial node and this is, oh, your name is Yadvendra. So Yadvendra, SA node and AV node, okay? Sinoatrial node and atrioventricular node are two nodal systems that lead the heart to pump, and this SA node is known as the pacemaker. पेसमेकर का नाम सुना है ना कि दादी का पेसमेकर का ऑपरेशन है, तो उसमें क्या है, पेसमेकर डालना पड़ता है क्योंकि दादी का हार्ट में एसे नोड वीक हो गया है. तो एसे नोड वीक हो गया है, इसका मतलब हार्ट ठीक से काम नहीं कर रहा, इसीलिए अलग से एक पेसमेकर मशीन बिठाना पड़ता है हार्ट में ताकि अपना हार्ट बीट करे. इसीलिए हार्ट मायोजेनिक है, न्यूरोजेनिक नहीं है. कॉकरोच का हार्ट न्यूरोजेनिक है, ह्यूमन हार्ट इज मायोजेनिक एंड इट इज ऑटो एक्साइटेबल, खुद से बीट करता है, खुद से पंप करता है. तो मस्क्यूलर एंड कनेक्टिव टिश्यू तो है, ये नोडल सिस्टम पूरा कनेक्टिव फाइबर टिश्यूज का ही बना है, कनेक्टिव फाइबरस टिश्यूज, बट नर्वस टिश्यूज का कोई काम नहीं होता. बट फिर भी इधर 9th स्टैंडर्ड के हिसाब से ये करेक्ट दिया है. बट अगर ये ऑप्शन में नहीं होता और सिर्फ ये दो ऑप्शन में रहे तो आई विल सजेस्ट यू गो फॉर मस्क्यूलर एंड कनेक्टिव टिश्यूज. अंडरस्टूड? गिव मी अ थम्स अप इफ यू हैव अंडरस्टूड दिस. समझ गया ना भाई? समझ गया तू? अच्छे से आ गया आपको? एक लाइक दे दे तो हम आगे बढ़ जाएंगे. यदवेंद्र, गुड. चलिए अब देखते हैं, फार्मर तक पहुंच गए हम, कृषि करने आ गए हैं. फार्मर alternates leguminous plant with cereals on the same field every season. What is the primary benefit of this practice? हमने ऑलरेडी समझा दिया है कि पी प्लांट एक लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट है, तो ये हम क्यों करेंगे? मैंने बताया था आपको, क्लास के दौरान मैंने बताया था आपको. रिस्टोर 100% करेक्ट, ये तो बन के छोड़ेगा, आपका कोई नहीं रोक सकता स्कोर एग्जाम में 100% स्कॉलरशिप. Yadvendra, it restores the nitrogen content. Why? Because leguminous plant have, yes, they have the rhizobium in their roots, which is a symbiotic relationship. they rhizobium को shelter और खाना मिलता है, in return leguminous plant को nitrogen मिल जाता है convert होके, right? So वैसे ही it increases the need for chemical. ये तो नहीं होगा, ये भी नहीं होगा, obviously it is option C, 100% correct. Right? Next question. Which of the following is the best that describes the integrated pest management, integrated IPM pest management in sustainable agriculture? ठीक है, कौन सा होगा? Using natural predators to control pest, combining chemical and biological and mechanical methods to control pest, increasing the use of chemicals and pesticides only when necessary, and growing pest resistant bacteria. बताओ कौन बोलेगा? ऑप्शन ए? नहीं, थोड़ा गड़बड़ हो गया. सी, इधर बोला है बेस्ट, तो जब भी ऑप्शन में बेस्ट दिख जाए ना, तो बेस्ट अगर दिख जाए ना तो सोचना कौन सा एकदम करेक्ट होगा. मोस्ट स्पेसिफिक टू दिस. ओके, तो अगर मैं सिर्फ ओनली नेचुरल प्रेडेटर्स को यूज करूं तो नेचुरल प्रेडेटर्स कौन है? मैं उधर कुछ अलग से बिठाऊं नेचुरल ऑर्गेनिज्म? ये तो टफ हो जाएगा. इससे तो मेरा इंटीग्रेटेड पेस्ट मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम सस्टेनेबल नहीं होगा. मैं अगर नेचुरल प्रेडेटर को कंट्रोल करने भेजूं जो कि लोकस्ट को मारेगा, तो मेरा तो सस्टेनेबल नहीं हो रहा. प्रॉब्लम है. इंक्रीजिंग द यूज ऑफ केमिकल पेस्टिसाइड्स ओनली, नहीं, केमिकल पेस्टिसाइड्स तो यूज इंक्रीज करना ही नहीं चाहिए, वो तो हार्मफुल है हमारे हेल्थ के लिए, प्लांट के हेल्थ के लिए, सॉइल के लिए, वो वाटर बॉडी में जाएगा धोके, तो वो तो वाटर बॉडी को भी खराब कर देगा. इट इज डिस्ट्रक्टिव इन ऑल साइड्स. सो अगेन दिस इज नॉट द ऑप्शन. ग्रोइंग पेस्ट रेजिस्टेंट जेनेटिकली मॉडिफाइड क्रॉप्स एक्सक्लूसिवली, हाँ ये दिस कैन बी अ थिंग, बट इट इज नॉट द बेस्ट. बेस्ट इज कंबाइनिंग ऑल. कंबाइन कर दो ना आप, केमिकल को भी यूज करो, बायोलॉजिकल को भी यूज करो, एंड मैकेनिकल मेथड्स को भी यूज करो. मैकेनिकल मेथड्स लाइक कैसे, क्या कहते हैं, स्केयर क्रो. कैसे स्केयर क्रो खड़ा होता है, वो एक मैकेनिकल वे ही हो गया पेस्ट कंट्रोल का. ठीक है, और वैसे ही पेस्ट कंट्रोल का और भी मैकेनिकल वे हैं जिसमें कट होता है, एक्चुअल फिजिकल वेज. तो कंबाइनिंग केमिकल, बायोलॉजिकल एंड मैकेनिकल सबको कंबाइन करके कुछ करोगे तो वही होगा ना हमारा राइट आंसर. समझ गए यदवेंद्र? लाइक दे देना अगर समझ गए हो तो. तो क्योंकि हमें सिर्फ केमिकल नहीं करना है, हमें नेचुरल को भी सिर्फ नहीं करना है, और ऐसे पेस्ट रेजिस्टेंट जेनेटिकली मॉडिफाइड को यूज करने जाएंगे तो बहुत खर्चा हो जाएगा, तो ये सब नहीं कर सकते. समझ गए? एक लाइक दे देना अगर तुमने समझ गया है, तुम समझ गए हो तो. ठीक है, ये भी गलत होगा. गॉट इट? गॉट इट? आगे बढ़ते हैं. तो यही था हमारा सेशन. इस सेशन में हमने देखा है, सबको समझाया है कि सेल्स, टिश्यूज और इंप्रूवमेंट इन फूड रिसोर्सेज में हम कैसे आगे बढ़ सकते हैं, और हम इसमें क्या क्या टॉपिक्स एंड सब टॉपिक्स देखेंगे ताकि हमारा पूरा चैप्टर हो जाए और पूरा बायो का पार्ट हो जाए और स्कोर एग्जाम में हम अच्छा मार्क्स ला पाए. हमें समझ में आ गया है? और ये डेट सेव कर लेना, दोनों एग्जाम को ही दे दो. मैं तो कहूंगा देख लो कि वेयर डू यू स्टैंड इन दिस एंटायर सिस्टम, ओके, ऑफ द एंटायर इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम. आप क्लास 9th में हो, 10th में हो, 11th में हो, आपको ये देना ही चाहिए. 8th में हो, कहीं पे भी हो, आपको देखना है कि आपके जैसे और बच्चे अभी क्या क्या कॉन्सेप्ट्स में माहिर बन चुके हैं. ठीक है, सो दिस इज इट. प्लीज लाइक द वीडियो, कमेंट करके जरूर बताना कि कौन सा पार्ट तुम्हें समझ में आया है, कौन सा पार्ट समझ में नहीं आया है. शेयर कर दो इस वीडियो को उन दोस्तों के साथ यदवेंद्र जिनको तुम्हें भी दिखाना है कि देख भाई मुझे तो आता है, क्या तुझे आता है, क्या आपको बायोलॉजी आता है. तो ये जो 4 टॉपिक्स थे ये बायो के नींव हैं, यही तुम्हारे बायो का एंटायर पार्ट रहेगा इस एग्जाम में. और अगर अच्छा कर गए तो एक तो मिलेगा स्कॉलरशिप, दूसरा मिलेगा एंटायर नेशन वाइड रिकॉग्निशन, तीसरा मिलेगा नासा जाने का मौका, नासा ट्रिप, और चौथा मिलेगा बहुत सारे एक्साइटिंग गैजेट्स, टैबलेट्स, लैपटॉप. अगर नया लैपटॉप चाहिए एग्जाम दे दो, अगर नासा घूमना चाहते हो एग्जाम दे दो, अगर 100% स्कॉलरशिप चाहते हो एग्जाम दे दो. गुड इवनिंग अंजलि, तुमने तो लेट कर दिया, हमने तो खत्म भी कर दिया. हमने इस चैप्टर में सब कुछ देख लिया है कि कैसे हमें बायोलॉजी पढ़ना है, कैसे हमें बायोलॉजी पढ़ना है, कैसे हमें बायोलॉजी पढ़ना है टू गिव दिस कोर एग्जाम. ठीक है, और हमने कवर किया है सेल, हमने कवर किया है टिश्यू, हमने कवर किया है इंप्रूवमेंट इन फूड प्रोडक्शन. तो ये सब कुछ हमने देख लिया है इस पूरे सेशन में. तुम इन सब का स्क्रीनशॉट देख लेना और ले लेना. ये पूरा हमने इतने सारे स्लाइड्स कवर कर लिए हैं इस पूरे 1 घंटे के सेशन में. तुम ये पूरा सब कुछ देख लेना और हमें बता देना. हमने कुछ क्वेश्चंस भी सॉल्व किए हैं एंड में, उनको भी सॉल्व कर लेना. और पूरा सस्टेनेबल एनवायरनमेंट क्या है हमने देख लिया है. तो सेल्स, टिश्यूज और हमारा जो ये है क्या कहते हैं इंप्रूवमेंट इन फूड प्रोडक्शन हमने कवर कर लिया. अंजलि अब जब तुम आ ही गए हो तो लाइक भी दे के चलो, लाइक भी दे देना एक, हमें भी बहुत अच्छा लगता है जब तुम लाइक कर देते हो वीडियो को. तो यही है बात है. तो श्री चैतन्य score.com में तुम अगर जाओगे, उधर जाके रजिस्टर करना है तुम्हें रजिस्टर करने के बाद एक पोर्टल आ जाएगा जहां पे तुम्हें अपना क्लास देना है, अपना एम कॉलेज या एम डिग्री देना है, वो सब देख लेना. और बस ऐसे ही आगे बढ़ते रहना और फॉलो कर लेना, हमें सब्सक्राइब कर लेना, क्योंकि इसी चैनल में आगे जाते हुए हमें सब नोटिस इधर ही डालेंगे. कैसे तुम्हें फिजिक्स पढ़ना है, कैसे तुम्हें मैथ्स पढ़ना है, टॉप 25 इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन, 50 इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन, सब कुछ हम इसी चैनल पे डालते रहेंगे. तुम्हारे अपडेट के लिए। तो अगर तुम ये मिस नहीं करना चाहते तो प्लीज इस चैनल को, अंजलि चैट पे लाइक नहीं, वीडियो को लाइक करो, वीडियो को लाइक करो, चैट पे लाइक मत दो मुझे। ठीक है। तो हमने पूरा कवर कर लिया है। और तुम्हें अगर स्कॉलरशिप चाहिए एग्जाम दे दो भाई, तुम्हें अगर नासा जाना है एग्जाम दे दो भाई, तुम्हें अगर कुछ भी अच्छा करना है लाइफ में, वो जो मीम होता है ना, ऐसा एक मीम बोलता है, अगर लाइफ में कुछ बड़ा करना चाहता है तो कल 9:30 यहाँ आ जाना, मैं तेरे लिए एक सीट रखा है। वो चीज इधर मैं बोलना चाहूंगा। अगर सच में कुछ बड़ा करना चाहते हो लाइफ में तो ठीक 28 सितंबर को और 12 अक्टूबर को इधर जाओ, रजिस्टर करो और एग्जाम दे दो। तुम्हारा लाइफ सच में सुधर जाएगा एंड यू कैन एक्चुअली ग्रैब दिस। खासकर की यदवेंद्र, यू हैव द पोटेंशियल माय फ्रेंड, you have that, I have seen that in you. I wish you all the best for the exam. Go for it, attempt it and score good marks so that you can actually get the chance to study at a prestigious institute like Sri Chaitanya and come over to us and let us guide you for your brilliant future that you have in maybe JEE, NEET, whatever your goal is. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. So that was it. चलिए अभी इधर खत्म करते हैं। अगर कोई डाउट है तो अभी पूछ सकते हो, नहीं तो चलते हैं, फिर मिलेंगे इसी चैनल पे यहीं पे। और लाइक कर देना, शेयर कर देना, अपने दोस्तों के साथ भी शेयर करना, क्योंकि सबको पता चलना चाहिए कि कैसे क्या होता है इस एग्जाम में, क्या है, तुम कहाँ स्टैंड करते हो इन दिस एंटायर एजुकेशन सिस्टम ऑफ द इंडियन कंट्री। राइट, बाय बाय, टाटा।